Hello everybody, today we will show how to trace an image to make an extrusion of a recognizable shape. Specifically, we're going to make Batman here today. Alright, so here's how I did it. If I go to Onshape and say create, make a document, call it Batman, logo, and voila. Now, actually, the first thing I have to do is I have to go find a Batman logo. So I want to trace something, so I gotta go find something to trace. So I hit plus, I type in Batman, silhouette. Silhouette is what you want to look for. Silhouette pictures are great because they're all black and white. So you can look for a silhouette for anything, a cat, dog, pony, cubs, whatever. Find the picture and then right click on it, and then you want to save image as. You want to save this image to somewhere on your computer. I'm going to save mine to my desktop, and I'm going to rename it Batman. Okay, so you want to save it somewhere on your computer so you know where that is, and that saves it. Okay. Then I'm going to go down here and see this little plus sign. I'm going to bring that picture into this document. So I say plus, insert a new element, and then you're going to import a picture, and then go find that Batman picture wherever you saved it. I saved it to my desktop, so that's where I'm going to save it. There it is, Batman. I can bring it in, and there you go. Okay, so it loads it up. It's complete. Okay. Now, the other thing is I don't really see it. Like, where is it? Where is it? Well, you need to start a sketch. So you can start a sketch. I'm going to start on the front. And then I will say hit N, hit P. And then what I can do is this button right here pops up in my sketch tools. And I can pull this down, and there's insert image, which is really great. So I can insert an image, and I can say Batman because I already loaded it up. And then I kind of have to like guess where it's going to go. And I want to kind of get it centered on that point right there. Get it pretty close. And I can kind of use my move tool. I want to get it centered over that middle point. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Great, there's my sketch. All right, so there on sketch number 1, I have my Batman logo. If I don't want to see it, I can just turn it off, turn it back on. Great. Now, I'll start another sketch on that same plane, on that front plane. I want to start a sketch. So now I'm doing actually 2 sketches, right? In this second sketch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, first of all, I'm going to draw a line right down the middle. Right down the middle is it's kind of like my reference point, and I'll show you why I'm going to do that. I'm only going to draw half of this, and then I'll just near it, and I'll flip it to the other side. So I only want to draw half. Otherwise, it'll take me, I'll have to draw both, and the chances of getting them both the same are really unusual. And then I'm going to use the spline tool. And the spline tool is kind of a complicated tool. It's kind of, I would say, ornery. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm not going to use, this is a straight line, so I'm just going to use a straight line for this part. So since this is a straight line, I'm going to use a straight line. All right, but then the rest of these are all curves. If I'm going to draw curves, then I need the spline. So I get the spline, and you know what? I'm just going to I'm not going to worry about doing the world's best job here. I'm just going to kind of roughly outline this, right? I'm not super worried about making it great yet. I just want to rough it out, and I want to get to this loop, and I want to start. So I need this to be a complete circle all the way around, right? So now I know it's a complete circle because I drew this line. If you didn't draw a line down the middle, you'd have to go and connect those all together. There you go. Okay. So once I got the spline, I want to check this and just make sure I can extrude this. So can I extrude that? If I click on it, you can see how I can extrude it. So great. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. So then let's see what I made. All right, let's get in here and look at this. If I go over here, I can turn off sketch number 1, and I drew that. Okay, great. Now, that's probably not what I want. Right? But I did a little check to make sure it works, and before I did a whole bunch of work. Now I know it's going to work. I can go right click on extrude 1, and I can say edit, and I can get back. Well, that's extrude 1. Never mind. Don't do that. Finish that. If I want to go fix the sketch was sketch number 2. That's what I have to go edit. So right click, I say edit the sketch. Now I get back into the sketch, right? And now I can go and clean this up. Now I can make this, what I want to see. And you know what? It would help if I turn my sketch number 2 back on. So I hit this little eyeball here. I can turn it on, turn it back on. I want to trace it a little better. Okay, great. So now to help me trace it better, I'm going to go back to the spline tool and hit this spline point. So I can add points in here. And you know what? I'm just going to turn on the spline point. I'm just going to add not too many, but just enough points in here where I can kind of really dial in dial in and get this thing working how I want it to look. Okay, great. So I say great, that's good. Now using those points, guess what I can do with those points? I finish the sketch thing. So I right click and I say edit the sketch. You got to stay in the sketch. If you click out of the sketch like I just did, then it doesn't work. All right, now these points I can take and I can actually move them around. Right, and then obviously the more time you spend doing this, the better it's going to look. But pretty much you want to just pull these points to your trace line, right? So get all the points, pull them down, pull them down, pull them down, and trace it out, right? So for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do like the world's best job. I'm just going to kind of do this rather quickly. I think you gather. I wish I had like a fast forward button. I can do this super fast. But this could take a little bit of time. And if you need to go and add points, you can add points. It's nice these points can slide around and kind of get things looking more or less where you want them to go, Okay, so so you know what? That's looking good enough for me. Okay, cool. So then I can finish the sketch, and then now it's looking pretty good. And you know what? I can then turn off the background. So I can turn off the sketch. I can turn off the logo. And then the other thing I don't like is this. I don't really care for how thick this is, so I'm going to go and say edit, and I'm going to make it like a half an inch thick. Looks better to me. Okay, there we go. Cool. Or, I could do it. Go back to that sketch, edit the sketch. And I totally neglected to put any dimensions in here. So I could put some dimensions on here. Best practice is to dimension as you go. So click on the dimension, click on this line, click on this outside line, kind of go up. Right now it's only, I want to make this whole thing to be like 3 inches. That's half of it. And then when I flip it, it'll be 2. That's looking good. All right, so now I've got dimensions on there. Great. All right, so I got half a Batman. Great. How do I get the rest of my Batman? Well, it just turns out we've shown the pattern tool. This tool next door is called the mirror tool. Oh, as you can imagine, the mirror tool is pretty good. So mirror, and actually I'm going to do a part mirror or feature mirror. I've only got one part here, so I'll just mirror the whole part. If I was trying to mirror a feature, I'd have to do a feature. And then it says entities to mirror. I want to mirror the Batman, and then a mirror plane. What edge do I want to mirror off of? So I want to mirror off of this edge right here. And boom. There we go. And just like that, I have a recognized Batman. I want to change the shading. I could go down here, actually right click. I could rename this. Since it's part 1, I'll call it Batman. And then if I want to change so it's got multiple parts here, but I want to change them all, I can right click on this, and I can edit the appearance, and I can make it, blue or whatever I'm trying to do. Black, maybe I'll do like a gray one. Yeah, that looks cool. All right, so there we go. Come on, blue, black, brown. All right, so there we go. Now, the final thing is to make a working drawing. I'm going to show you one more trick that's actually really awesome at making working drawings. If I right-click on this and I just say create a drawing of Batman, and since I renamed it Batman, that's what it's called, or it might say part 1, whatever you name it here is what it's going to say, create a drawing of Batman. If I click on that, look at this. I can either do no views, or I can say give me all 4 views. What? It gives you all 4 views right there. So go right there, say okay. And oh yeah, look at this, guys. It makes the working drawing for you. Okay, now you'll notice it may or may not be the size you want it to be. So these are looking a little minuscule on my part. So I'm going to click on my sheets here, and I want to say sheet number 1, right click, and I can say properties. And right now I can look at my scaling. Right now it's 1 to 3. I want to make them a little bigger. So I'll go like 1 to 2. 1 to 2 is looking pretty good. All right, and then you just go ahead and right click. You want this to be the isometric view. You want to be shaded. If you want to make the isometric a little bigger, you can go in here and just say, you know what, let's make it 1 to 1. Let's see, 1 to 1. No, it's a little bit too small. So I have a 1 to 1.5. There we go. So I can scale it, make it a little bigger. You can go in here, go add your title. So go here, say Batman drawing, whatever the name of it is. Logo thing. Right. Professional. Nice job. To add in the logo, and it'll throw your name in there and everything, so you should be good. Go ahead and put some dimensions on here. So definitely want to show the length, width, and height. So you can click here, 1. So 1, I go there, so it's 6 inches. Great. Click on this line to this line, pull up, get that edge, and then from from this edge to this edge, get the height. That's pretty good. Okay. If you want to make this dimension in inches, like not show decimals, you can go over here. You can say inches, fractional, and put it in inches. Which I don't know. I think it looks cooler, but that's my opinion. Okay. Last thing, go ahead and put some annotations in here. Make a note of what the view is. And text. Okay, so that. And you can keep going on until you're satisfied. And then go ahead to turn this into Canvas. Just go up to here, say print it. Don't actually print it unless you want a piece of paper. Just say download it, and you can download this as a PDF. It says that's the file. Save it somewhere, and then turn it in. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the steps, but that's the gist of the project. All right. So let's see what you can do. I think it's pretty cool. Good luck.